Turn it up.
Welcome, sports fans, to the latest S&M production of the Sunday Night Sports Nerd Show. It is the most absurd 90 minutes of anything goes, smack talk, and a whole lot more. Every Sunday night, the sports nerd joins forces with three charismatic co-hosts who are a select group of sports nerds with attitude that are known in Nerd Nation as the Rampant. We are four of the most loudmouth, smack-talking nerds around, coming at you with some sick rips and rants, which may be just enough to make you pee your pants. So listen up, Nerd Nation. Let's rise and welcome the legend himself. He is the founder, he is the host, and he is the star of the Sports Nerd Show. Coming to you live, straight out of Lakeland, Florida, Scott, the Sports Nerd. Right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Nerds.
Why did you yawn when you said hello?
No, I didn't yawn.
I know.
It was a sigh. It was a sigh. It was not a yawn.
Jeez.
What's going on, guys?
I'm doing the meme. So I got my tea here with the tea bag, the Kermit the Frog
Kermit
meme,
the Frog meme?
right where I'm sipping my tea.
Get my swamp water.
So yeah, it's been an interesting 48 hours. Something that we thought was out of the realms of possibility this time last week, because we had heard that he wasn't going after it, was going to be going there.
Whatever.
You know what, Ellie? Go fuck yourself. I'm just
I've tried that. It doesn't work too well.
I know. Hang on 1 second to get this out first.
It's easier to fuck somebody else than it is yourself.
Language. Jeez. Virgin ears.
You have not exactly.
There goes our church audience. And
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, really.
Finished.
The Christian community has just signed off.
I've just raged.
What's up, Brett? Good to see you.
BYO.
What's up, Brett? TikTok
Brett
Murphy.
Murphy.
Yeah, Brett. He's the home of the TikTok twins now.
The TikTok twins and Casey.
Yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster and Mahomes' brother.
Jackson Mahomes.
Yes.
Jackson and Juju.
Going to be TikToking together on
TikToking and dancing.
Sounds like an ESPN morning show.
Yeah,
Jackson Chiefs into Kansas City.
Kansas City. Don't forget the newest Brittany Mahomes.
Yes, they got married.
They are married now.
Oh,
they have officially got married
now.
Poor guy had a chance to escape and didn't take it.
Yeah.
Brett says, F Juju.
F Juju.
All right, let's get to the meat of it. I'm pissed off. I'm angry. I'm disappointed. And the way the ownership and front office handled this whole fucking thing, excuse my goddamn language, John, was horrendous from the start.
Can I just
Deshaun,
say,
for those of you who are in Bumfuck Egypt and don't read articles like Army, the Cleveland Browns did sign Deshaun Watson on Friday. It was Friday. $230 million guaranteed.
Every single penny.
Every single penny guaranteed.
suckers.
And to make matters worse, they structured the deal so that the majority of his money, or actually all but $1 million of his money, is going to be in the second year of the contract. So if he gets suspended this year, he's only going to lose about $54,000 a game for the season. Okay? So it doesn't really hit his money until the civil suits start coming in and they start forking out the cash. But to be honest, I started and stopped a blog post multiple times since Friday.
Why?
Because I just don't know what to fucking say. So
I'm
I figured
saying it right now
till today, and we'll do it on the show.
Okay. That's
So you guys are going to hear me rant for a little bit.
I would expect nothing less at this point.
Absolutely.
I've gotten two offers one of which is on this show, to jump ship and come root for their team. John,
I have the I have the form.
would welcome me with open arms to the Buffalo Bills bandwagon.
Yep.
And Bills
We
Mafia.
have forms. I can
They have
pass them out
forms
to
and everything
anyone.
to fill out. Yes.
Yep.
And Katie has offered me to jump ship and root for the Packers.
Ooh.
So, I appreciate the offers. I have been a fan of the Cleveland Browns for over 50 years.
No. Let me stop you right there. I've been thinking about this one all week, as you say that. This iteration of the Cleveland Browns hasn't been around for 54 years.
You know what, Elliot? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the Browns...
The original Browns are sitting in Baltimore, Maryland right now.
Stop. The city of Cleveland got to keep the name, the logo, and the history. So, yes, it doesn't matter if they've only been around for 22 years. I have been a Cleveland Browns fan.
Franchise.
Shut up.
It's
you and I are going to fight about this shit. Fuck you.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
Fuck you back, bitch. I can't help it if you hate the wrong fucking team. Last week, you were talking about how you hate Tampa. Well, you know what? Why don't you hate fucking Cleveland for being fucking idiots? Because that's all they've been doing to you for however long you say you've been a fan. They've been fucking stringing you along like a fucking moron.
We passed this now.
Now what?
We passed this now. Can we get past this now?
Hey, you the one that wanted to puff your chest out. I can do that shit too.
I know.
Only thing is, I won't back the fuck off.
Well, I won't back off either, but it is what it is. I don't want to get into a shouting match either.
Wow, WrestleMania started early.
Yeah, Clarky's bringing out Brown Buck, so here we go with that too, Ken.
Notice it says Brown Buck and not Buck Brown.
Right, it was Brown Buck. It was Brown because it was a combination of the Browns and the Bucks back in the day. Yes, it was. So yeah, I have been a fan of the franchise. Whatever iteration of the franchise is for the last 50 plus years. Okay, I have lived through. For you old school people, Red Right 88. The drive, the fumble, Art Modell's treachery in stealing and moving Elliott to satisfy what you said. And I have gone through and lived through 2 Ravens Super Bowl victories to go along with that, and 32 starting quarterbacks of this franchise since 1999.
That's only 10 more women than Deshaun Watson assaulted.
Exactly. To be honest, I don't know where I'm going to go with this. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to walk away.
When did you start rooting for Tampa? When Cleveland wasn't a team at the time? Is that what happened?
1999.
That's when Cleveland left.
Because I lived in Tampa. I actually lived across the street from the stadium
But Cleveland didn't have a team, basically.
Well, they had just come back into the league.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what has Tampa done to make you hate them? You said I don't remember what you said.
The way that the sons of Malcolm Glazer have taken this team and driven it into the ground, and it's all about the money now. It's not about the team.
But yet you're okay with what the Browns have done for eons.
No, I didn't say that, Elliot. I didn't say that.
You didn't say anything about hating the Browns or hating their organization.
Because I've been a Browns fan longer than I've been a Bucks fan. Okay. I was born and raised in Northeast Ohio. I've been a Browns fan. I'm a 3rd generation Browns fan. My grandfather and father both are Browns fans. I'm a Browns fan as well. Okay. So I don't know. I definitely don't like the move. I understand why they made the move because they felt Baker wasn't the guy. But what I don't understand is after all the inroads that this franchise has made in the last few years on the women's issues, hiring women in front office positions, hiring women on the coaching staff, speaking at women in football engagements, going all out saying, women deserve better and more advancement. And then they bring this motherfucker in here as their starting quarterback for next season.
You do realize that Deshaun Watson just made Cleveland his 23rd victim of assault.
Yeah.
Because he robbed them blind. He wasn't going to go to the Browns until they said, look, we'll give you everything. We'll give you Cleveland. We'll give you the stadium. We'll give you all the rights. We'll give you anything you want. Guaranteed 100%. Who the hell's going to turn that down?
No one will turn that down.
Because you know what? They were $46 million off when he decided to walk away.
Right.
Who's he going to throw to?
Amari Cooper.
Okay. Who else?
Donovan Peoples-Jones.
I hear they're trying to suck Landry back in.
Yeah, they're talking about bringing Landry back in the fold too.
They're also
now, Austin Hooper's gone. He went to Tennessee, right?
David Njoku is the best tight end on the team.
They're also going after Deshaun's favorite target in Houston.
Yep. Will Fuller.
Yeah.
Oh, Will Fuller.
Yeah.
You'll get about 3 games out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like this is my thing. Like, dude,
they're going to address the wide receiver position in the draft as well. So,
but here's the thing. Like, like, obviously drama aside, and that's hard to say. Deshaun is like a really good quarterback. Like he's top 5.
Yeah,
you can't deny that.
No,
but even being a top 5 quarterback, he didn't necessarily blow people out of the water on the Texans. It wasn't like the Texans were a powerhouse with him.
Because because there were other issues on the team. It was the offensive line.
Will Fuller, like I'm saying, if Will Fuller is his buddy and trying to bring him back, he had DeAndre freaking Hopkins and still was like meh type of team.
Right.
That's because he didn't have an offensive line to block for him.
Yeah, the offensive line in Houston has been an issue for many, many years, and it was an issue when Deshaun was playing because he was running for his life most of his career in Houston. But again, it sets back all the inroads they've made on women's issues to bring him in here.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean,
and that's the biggest issue that I have with it. Not to mention the fact that he's got 22 women accusing him of the things that he allegedly did because he hasn't been convicted of anything. And
well, they were a run heavy team, Brett.
Yeah, Brett, they were a run heavy team. I mean, come on, they had
Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Yes.
Now you have the threat of Deshaun, like on a football level.
I told you they need to go get Antonio Brown so they can have a match set of womenizers.
Yeah. Right.
Oh man, I feel for Browns fans, man, because it's just like you know, like. And first of all, before we even get there, Baker is a freaking idiot. Like, shut up, dude. What are you doing? Why is there echo?
There's an echo somewhere. Someone's got an echo. It might be Ken. I don't know.
No.
Echo.
Somebody else on Facebook?
Nope.
I've got mine muted.
Hello.
Mine muted.
All right. I don't know. Anyway.
Muted.
All right. Go ahead, John.
But anyways, yeah,
Baker is an idiot. You're right. The way he's been acting through this whole thing, he's an idiot. Yes.
Dude, and now they're like, people obviously know that he needs to get traded because they even signed Brissett. So his stock value is like
it went way down because
as low as possible.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Dude, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that's why I sent you the form to become Bill's Mafia, man. I mean, it's just, 3 hours a little bit away. It's still on the same lake. Something to think about.
Well, I don't know. I'm probably going to wait through the off season and see how I feel when the season starts.
Dude, if you do leave the Browns, can you burn your jerseys on camera? That'd be awesome. I know.
No, like you can't burn them
Well,
on camera.
all right.
'Cause you
Can you
fire
buy
them.
Can you buy a Watson jersey and burn it on camera?
I'm not buying anything Watson related. Period.
Yeah, Clarky, that's I think is the best fit for him. But again,
Yeah.
like,
But you know what? The Browns aren't going to get.
not
They're
in
not going
Baker
to get a whole lot for him. They're going to get a low round draft pick for him, maybe at the most.
But
third or
how
fourth.
big is Progressive in Indianapolis?
Well, the reason why he did Progressive is because Progressive is actually
Exactly.
That's their headquarters. Is Cleveland.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what's he going to do now? Lucas Oil?
Yeah, probably.
Just
But Baker could have handled this a lot better without, sending out his letter to the fans. And
Well, wait a second.
it also came out today that apparently he was prepared to sit out the entire 2022 season if they didn't give him a contract.
Which is fine. He demanded a trade, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
But here's the thing. How is he supposed to feel when they said they wanted an adult at quarterback?
I don't know where that supposed that came from the front office. I don't know who said it. No one's owning up to it.
At that point, you can't backtrack if you're Baker Mayfield. You can't take that kind of a slap in the face and say it's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's a bridge that you can't repair because it was torched. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, I know it was.
Talent-wise, Brett, it's not even a question.
Yeah,
it's Deshaun. Deshaun's top five.
Strictly football wise, Watson's the better quarterback.
Hands down.
We wanted a franchise quarterback on the Browns forever, but I didn't want this guy.
like this is such a Browns thing though, right? Like you get this stud of a quarterback, like top five franchise, potentially altering Super Bowl aspirations. He just happens to,
just happens to have more baggage than Samsonite.
Yes.
You think? Yeah.
And my other question is, what effect is this going to have on the locker room? Are they going to follow this guy? Is he going to be their leader? Can they respect him? Can they follow him on the field? And are
they going to have to? I guess. Nobody has a history with him in Cleveland, do they?
Not that I'm aware of.
So they're going to have to do clean slate unless they have issues. Which, what Watson needs to do is come in a humble way.
Yeah.
And try to win the locker room over immediately. He can't come in with cockiness and self-righteousness and, I'm the man and all that bullshit.
Well, he was never really like that, right?
No,
Houston. He was never like a cocky kid or anything.
No, he's not like that at all.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, you ask, what's his name? Dabo. He'll tell you he's a great kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He just made some mistakes. And I get the mistakes were pretty heinous, but is he the first guy that's been accused of sexual assault?
Ben Roethlisberger made a career out of it.
That's what I'm saying. That's why that meme came up. They're keeping the culture in the AFC North.
He's handing a torch. He's passing the torch. So to speak.
Roethlisberger passed the torch.
See, that's the thing, though. With Roethlisberger, the Steeler fans didn't throw him to the wolves. They supported him.
Yeah,
exactly.
Better or worse.
Exactly. And the thing is, you know what? It takes haters to hang on to something like that for so long. Like, I know people today that still come down on Roethlisberger for what happened 20 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. Okay? I mean, isn't this a society of second chances and allowing people to redeem themselves?
That's what
I thought this country was all about.
Yeah, well, Kareem Hunt did it in Cleveland too, because he has actually redeemed himself in the community on and off the field.
Look, the law didn't do whatever it didn't do for a reason. The civil courts will take care of the situation. The NFL will take care of suspensions and what. I agree with what Derek said last week, and said when he said that the NFL should hold off on any suspension until they get the entire story, so that way they don't under-suspend him. You know what I'm saying? And again, but the guy deserves a second chance. I don't think he deserves $230 million guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody deserves that, especially when he hasn't played in 2 years. Who's to say that he's going to come back on the field and be that Deshaun Watson again? You can't.
Brand new offense, brand new schemes, brand new franchise. I think if he does start the civil stuff and he gets kicked, someone's echoing really bad. Hello.
It's on and off, John. And it's only when you talk, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
Really?
I thought the echo was coming from you, actually.
Really? Well, here, I'll mute myself. Everyone start talking. I'll just...
No, go ahead. No.
Hello.
No, see, it's not. It's like it's hit or miss. It comes and goes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any Facebook on at all.
I blame Canada.
You blame Canada.
I blame Canada.
Blame Canada.
I feel for you, man. I mean, I wouldn't know. Like, me and you were having that conversation on Friday, and it was just like, what would you do? You asked me, and it's just like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I'm to me, the franchise to me, the Buffalo Bills are bigger than any player to me. I mean, that being said, Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and Von Miller are pretty sexy.
Congratulations on that too.
Yeah, I know. We'll talk about that when everybody's happy again. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man.
Look, the experts had him going to Atlanta.
Oh,
up until the announcement.
Yeah,
Oh.
or the Saints, right? The Saints or
well, the Saints are re-signing Winston, so he's probably going to be their starter. But I'm just saying, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Watson's going home to Atlanta. It's a done deal." So, who was it? Clark from Ryan Clark, ESPN.
Yeah.
And a few of the other experts on ESPN. Oh yeah, he's going to Atlanta. This, that, and he had said he wasn't going to go to Cleveland. He wasn't going to go here. But Cleveland was the only one
guaranteed the money
that was willing to put up that horrendous amount of money. Okay. 5 draft picks, including
5 draft picks blow my mind. 3 firsts, a fourth, and a fifth.
Yeah, well, no, 3 firsts, a third, and a fourth.
Or a third and a fourth. Excuse me. We got a fifth. We got a fifth in return. We got a fifth in return as well. Yeah.
In 2024.
Yeah.
All right. That just, again, Cleveland was the only ones that went out on that limb. And I'm sorry, but they're going to have to own that if this guy doesn't perform or if something happens where he just doesn't cut it.
How many years is it?
5 years.
5 years.
Dude.
That's a lot of money, man.
That is unheard of.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just the other day, Aaron Rodgers got $150 million guaranteed, but he's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Well, basically that came out today too. Basically, the way that deal is structured is,
well, he only gets $28 million.
He gets $42 million for next year, and then the other 2 years are going to be voided because he's going to probably going to get traded after next season.
But he only hits the cap for 28.
Yeah.
So that brings down the cap. And speaking of Aaron Rodgers, when that hammer came down, where were you guys at, and what did you think when Devontae Adams got traded to the Raiders?
Well, and that was also one of the comments was that Devontae knew there wasn't a long-term deal in involving him because Rodgers was going to be there after this coming season. That's probably why he jumped ship now. And it's been said that Rodgers knew he was going to do it.
Plus, Adams said he wouldn't play on the franchise tag.
Right.
And in the end, Green Bay wound up offering more money, and he still went to the Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah, because you immediately got a big long-term deal with the Raiders after he was traded.
All those people that said that Aaron Rodgers was pissed, he knew that it was happening all along.
Yeah.
He knew that Devontae was getting traded.
But he still signed.
He still signed.
And he still signed, right. And who's his number one receiver? Randall Cobb?
Yeah.
No, it's
Scantling.
Yeah, Scantling is his number one receiver.
Did they sign Scantling, or is he still a free agent?
Dude, I have no idea.
Alan Lazard is one, but Scantling is still on the free agent list. He hasn't signed yet. But still, how do you replace a Devontae Adams? You don't.
You really don't, unless they like draft, but there's
there's nobody in the draft that's Devontae material.
It's still a pretty heavy.
This is a pretty heavy wide receiver draft to come out.
Is there unless there's a Jamar Chase or a Jalen Waddle coming out?
Yeah, but what was Devontae? Devontae wasn't a first round pick in the draft, right? Wasn't he in second round or something, or third or something? So that's the wideouts are the first. They're not always for sure.
Well, he gets to go play with his college buddy Derek Carr.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's a California dude, anyways, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Devontae, I think he is. I think he's from the Bay Area.
Fred, I've not heard anything about that.
I haven't heard anything about JP Raiders. Cowboys.
No.
And
Bill Clark could answer your question about Nick Chubb. They'll find a way to re-sign Nick Chubb. They'll find a way to make it happen.
Well, they're going to lose somebody in the process.
They'll probably end up losing Kareem Hunt in the process.
Probably. And I don't know, man.
And
I don't know.
Ken and I were on the phone for almost an hour the other night, and because I was trying to get some perspective and trying to get because. No other franchise has had more problems than the Cowboys over the years, and more drama.
Well, there's one common denominator there.
What's that?
There's one common denominator there.
Jerry Jones.
Exactly.
Yeah, and how he's managed to keep his fandom, despite all the issues that have gone on in Dallas ever since Jerry Jones took over the franchise. And it's all about being loyal to your team, I guess is what the bottom line was.
It's a thick set of blinders.
Yes.
He's a great promoter, great marketer. All right. He knows how to use his money to influence people.
Who, Jerry?
Yeah.
He promotes himself. That's about it.
But he doesn't do anything for the franchise or the team itself that's going to make any big difference whatsoever. What have they done so far?
They haven't done anybody.
They left.
They haven't done anything since Jim Johnson.
People are leaving.
We were talking about getting Dante Fowler from the Falcons.
I think they signed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we re-signed a couple of our free agents, but other than going outside the box, and we wanted Von Miller bad. And I guess Vaughn didn't.
Look at the smile in the Buffalo cube over there.
Yeah.
Dude, remember when J.D. McKissick said he was going to go to Buffalo?
Yep.
And I told you, I think this kind of makes up for J.D. McKissick playing, the reverse game, the 3-card money.
going to the Commanders.
He's going back to the Commanders.
It's a good
day. He Wentz over Allen. He chose Carson.
Wentz. He chose Carson Wentz
over
FedEx Allen. Field over Allen. I mean, dude, it was like crazy, and it's so funny. I was watching a lot of the talking heads, and everyone was just slobbing over all of these free agent deals. The Buffalo stuff really never came up, which was hilarious to me. I was watching Colin Cowherd, and it wasn't even Colin; it was Joy Taylor that was doing it. She had the winners and losers. She didn't even mention the Bills. Like it was hilarious to me.
Colin never talked about the Bills either.
Dude, the off season we've had already, we're now the highest. Like we've 232 million is what our salary is at. Like we're right on the cap. Absolutely insanity. Like this deal for Vaughn was absolutely brilliant. The way that Brandon Beane did it, backloading the contract, and it's just You're absolutely right. He ballet danced to create that contract. Like it's amazing. I
totally agree. Nobody cares.
John, with all the weapons you have on both sides of the line of scrimmage, if the Bills don't win the Super Bowl, I mean, you guys are out of excuses.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
if you don't win it next year, there's got to be an investigation.
this is the problem with that argument. This is it. Is that it's any given Sunday, right? And I mean,
Absolutely.
you have there's like you said, there's no excuse. It's absolutely on both sides of the field, stellar. There's maybe we want some corner help in the draft, want some wideout help in the draft, but our lines are tight as hell. Our quarterback is set. Our freaking linebackers are set.
Linebackers, some of the best in the league.
Our safety tandem is arguably the best in the league. I'm trying to find a weakness, and it's
the only weakness may be on special teams, and that's even debatable.
I think the only weakness Buffalo has is history.
They can
historically underachieving.
Yeah, well, Clarky makes a good point. The entire AFC is freaking loaded.
Yeah, it is. What did the AFC West do?
I mean, that's going to be lit the whole season, man.
That's the whole new best division in football right now.
Yeah,
without a doubt.
Because once Wilson left Seattle, and there's who knows what's going on in San Francisco. Okay, that kind of takes the NFC West out of that role. And the AFC West is just bonkers, dude.
I hope they beat the piss out of each other the entire season. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm all for Khalil Mack going and rushing the passer. Go ahead, buddy.
Now you got 3 top-tier quarterbacks in the AFC in the North as well, with Lamar, Burrow, and Watson. So
don't hate on Trubisky. Don't you hate on Trubisky?
I said, don't forget Trubisky.
I know. Scott's hating on Trubisky, man.
No, he's hating on the dealer.
Can you guys agree that one of the worst signings of a wide receiver was Christian Kirk?
Yes, he was totally overpaid, way overpaid.
That at that time, what was the comments that were going around? He just wrecked free agency in the wide receiver market.
Oh, these guys, like when Stephon Diggs resigns, I mean, he's $25 million a year now, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that's probably lowballing it because Christian Kirk screwed it all up. I mean, he was the third option for receiver in Arizona.
But he was their number one last year.
Clarky, that's really interesting you say that, right? I mean, this is the thing, because as soon as all the trades happened, it was like, oh, it's, Derek Carr is now the 4th best quarterback in that division. It's like, okay, but who's got the best receiver in that division now? Raiders.
I'd say the Raiders.
Right?
Yeah, Devontae Adams is arguably right now the best receiver. Now, what can he do without Aaron Rodgers is the question. Because he hasn't played an NFL game without. And usually when Aaron Rodgers sat, nobody else could get him the ball the way Rodgers did. That's what I'm interested in seeing. Even though they have a history.
Who's the other wideout for the Raiders? I know Zay Jones is
Renfro.
Renfro, right. Okay, so
They got Brian Matthews, Hunter Renfro. They got Darren Waller at tight end.
So I mean, they have options, right? I mean,
they got options. They got options. They got the
exactly too, Clarky. Yeah, that's look at that. Look at those edges, man. Chandler Jones and Max Crosby. And then now you have on the Chargers, you got Bosa and you got Mack.
You got Khalil Mack.
Oh, and don't forget J.C. Jackson in the secondary.
Who cares? We own J.C. Jackson. Stephon Diggs is his daddy. Sorry, Clarky.
I know nobody cares about the Jets, but they picked up a couple of good tight ends. Tyler Conklin and who's the other guy? Hang on, I'll tell you right now. C.J. Uzomah from Cincinnati. So.
Yeah, I can see the concern on John's face.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets might finish 4th again, but actually, what has New England done?
Matthew Judon on social media.
Nothing.
That's the biggest signing of the offseason, Brett. Joe Flacco 1 year with the Jets.
Joe Flaccid.
Joe Flacco.
Dude, it's the AFC East is, I mean, it's Buffalo. I mean, come on. I mean,
Oh well, no, yeah. I mean,
there's
that's a runaway. That's a runaway.
And
Okay.
this is the problem when you have a team like this, you start getting cocky. And I want to remind everyone, it is still the Buffalo Bills, and they are notorious for completely failing miserably at life.
And they still have to pay. They still have to play outside their division, which is usually what gets them, because they beating up on that AFC East, and they get that chest puffed out, and they start feeling good about themselves, and all of a sudden they play teams that are either close to or at their caliber, or maybe just a little bit better. It just, again, sometimes to me, it's a curse to be in a division where you're the number one team and nobody else even comes close. They all suck. You know what I'm saying? Because it creates a misguided representation as far as when you go out to play other teams that are not as bad. So
Jacksonville.
Just ask the Cowboys. They beat the NFC East all season long, but yet they couldn't beat any teams that had 10 wins.
Is John frozen?
All season long.
I think John's frozen.
I think he is.
Oh, we lost him.
Yeah. But Jacksonville dished out a bunch of money this offseason, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm. Whether or not it helps him or not remains to be seen. But.
Christian Kirk, Oluwakan from Atlanta. Man, they spent some money. They got jacked by Zay Jones though.
What happened, John?
On a cell phone. His internet went down, probably.
No, he's frozen again.
Uh-oh. Is that Canadian?
John, what's going on, man?
Oh, the power in my home just crashed. So.
Oh, did it really?
I'm on my phone. Sorry, eh?
Wow. Is it cold up there? Is it the weather that's making it crash, or?
No, it's above freezing.
Okay.
I'm rebooting everything, so we'll see. See how it goes.
Okay.
So you got to put up with me for 5 minutes on my cell phone.
That's fine. We can do that.
So the Allen Robinson question was answered by the Rams. Everybody was like, "Where's Allen Robinson gonna go?"
But they got rid of Robert Woods.
They facilitated Robert Woods to Titans because of that. And I mean, you gotta. Again, Woods is coming off an ACL tear?
Yep.
Not all receivers come back as well from those things. So, although Allen Robinson played like he had an ACL tear last year.
That ACL tear was called the Chicago Bears.
Mm-hmm.
ACL exactly. How about Shaq Mason going to the Buccaneers from New England?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares about that one?
No.
Yannick Ngakoue went to Indianapolis.
Nope.
Chase Winovich went to Cleveland. Chase Winovich.
Who?
He went to Cleveland.
Went to Cleveland.
Oh, yes.
For Mac Wilson.
Yes, correct.
And then everything else we already knew about, Russell Wilson, and Denver giving up the house for him. The farm, the house,
Jones is out.
The vehicles.
So how happy are you to have your new
Julio Jones had been released already when they signed Robert Woods.
Yeah.
Who's happy?
You.
I'm happy.
Yes.
What?
Well, you got a new defensive toy.
Huh?
Von Miller.
Yeah, you're Von Miller.
Baby Von, man. Come on. I'm happier than a pig in shit. Dude.
Well, he said it was the best trade in 30 years, even for Mario Williams wasn't even as good as that, right?
I mean, well, for free agent signings, first of all, you guys are very well aware, no one really comes to Buffalo. So the last big splash was Mario Williams. Like, that was massive. This is big. This is
You guys got
Buffalo.
OJ Howard.
And OJ Howard. Dude, we loaded up in free agency, man. We got Roger Saffold. We got
Roger Saffold. Yeah, you got him.
Tim Settle. We re-signed the Blues Brothers, man. We got Jordan Phillips and Shaq Lawson back.
Yeah.
I mean,
you got Daquan Jones.
Bitcoin Barkley is going to be our third option on.
You got Daquan Jones from Carolina.
Daquan Jones too, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are loaded for bear, dude.
I'm loving it. I'm loving the Bills offseason so far. And this is what's great is now we can go into the draft and focus strictly, other than corner help, but we're pretty much going to be all offense. Imagine an entire draft just to give Josh more fastballs.
And then you got Tre'Davious White coming back.
It looks like November. That's October the soonest. November would be. So
just in time for the playoff run.
Yeah.
To solidify the playoff run. So other than that, I mean, the biggest splash was Cleveland because they didn't do pretty much anything else except for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And Chase Winovich.
That Chase Winovich trade was good.
That was like under the radar.
Yeah, it was under the radar. You're right. Because Mac Wilson wasn't doing shit in Cleveland. He was terrible. He couldn't tackle. And it was just awful.
Okay, bye.
Yeah,
Where did Mac end up going?
What's that?
Where did Mac end up going?
No, I think he went to. I think it was a trade with New England, wasn't it?
New England.
Okay, yeah.
With Mac Wilson.
Yeah, that's right. Straight up,
Yeah.
I've been studying this echo, guys. I think, Elliot, there's something on your side that's causing the echo because it's not coming from Ken. It's not coming from John. I think it's coming from your side. Something's going on your end. I don't know what it is.
I don't have anything on here with volume other than me.
It just appears like it's coming from your side. What's going on? What is the speakers with your speakers? What now?
The only other place it could be coming from is this headset I have around my neck. Most likely.
Where's the speakers though? Like, is the sound coming through your speakers?
Yeah.
So it's going into the microphone. So that's creating the feedback loop.
It could be.
It's coming from the mixer.
It's coming from the what? Sorry?
His mixer?
Mixer.
I don't know. Something's going on. I just have a feeling it's from your side. I don't know what it is. I'm just putting it out there because it's not coming. It only comes out. It doesn't. There's no echo when you talk, but there's an echo when the three of us talk.
Oh, there's an echo. I just dropped something.
It's
nice.
Hope we didn't break nothing.
Yeah, we broke it all.
Yeah. Nothing that can't be replaced. All right, let's see. I'm moving some stuff around here. If you hadn't noticed, my background is different.
Yes. Did you move into a different room or?
I had to move my desk around because I was having an issue with some bees.
Some bees. The bees?
Yeah, that got into the house.
Yeah.
And where my computer was set up was blocking the window so I couldn't get to them. So I shifted it over, and what you're seeing now is the wall over my bed instead of the wall next to my TV.
Gotcha.
So, the acoustics might have changed. The only other thing I can think of that it could possibly be, and I'm going to make that move right now.
To-do.
Ducky, ducky, quack.
I know.
All right. Is it echoing now?
Test 1, 2, 3. Not too much.
Testing. Hello.
Testing.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yep,
I don't know where it's coming
I'm
from.
hearing you.
I don't have anything else on in the speaker.
Try to put the audio that's coming out in your headsets. Problem solved. Easy.
How about that?
Hello.
Hello.
Looks good now. Hello.
That's fine. That's good now. It wasn't.
I told you it was the headset.
John, who wants to deal with Von Miller, AJ Epinesa, DeQuan Jones, Greg Rousseau, Trey Edmonds, Micah Hyde, Trey White, Jordan Poyer, Matt Milano?
Right.
I mean, that ain't for me to figure out, bro. Don't matter to me. Good luck to you.
That's for offensive coordinators to deal with.
Not me. I'm just gonna enjoy. Like, I still like the running joke with Bill's Twitter right now is like everyone's like, just in case you forgot, Von Miller is a Buffalo Bill. I mean, it's Von like I loved watching Von play, man. Like, he's been just this beast for like a decade.
I've seen Von Miller play since he was in high school, and he is just as a terror. He is a total terror, and he will fit in very nicely in Buffalo.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah.
And this is the big thing. This is the major thing that a lot of people are looking over. Think of how Boogie Basham, Greg Rousseau, and AJ Epinesa will just be a sponge. They'll learn all of this stuff from Vaughn. Vaughn is just going to train these kids to be like another level. I mean, when's the season start?
Not soon enough.
Another 6 months to go.
We got the draft coming up in about a month.
Yep. So looking to add more weapons.
Anytime you want to come over to the good side of the force, Scott.
It's going to be interesting because
what did the Von Miller signing? How did it affect the Bills' odds in Las Vegas?
I'm pretty sure we're Super Bowl favorites, but we're like definitely favorites for AFC.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's our path is going to be easier because of the division we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'd be a lot harder if we were in the West. It'd be a lot harder if we were in the North. No offense, Clarky. Mac Jones doesn't scare the Buffalo Bills, right? I mean, Tua doesn't scare the Buffalo Bills. Zach doesn't scare.
Zach Wilson, we don't even have to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, because like that. I mean, imagine that weapon.
So 7-1. Bills are 7-1.
Imagine that weapon for Josh, right? I mean, and this is why I think Brandon Beane wanted to shore up the lines, because he wanted to go into the draft going, Josh, we need Josh weapons, and let's go. And I don't think they're going to pick a running back. I think the running back room, I think they're going to run with Devin unless they do a big trade. But I think Devin is going to be the dude. We got amazing tight ends now. Dawson Knox and OJ Howard. Are you kidding me? Like, frick. Kill me now. Anyway, still echoing.
Yeah, no, it's still echoing.
It's going to be all gas, no brakes.
Yeah, it's really bad. The echoes.
From where?
I still think it's on your end.
I got both my speakers turning the other direction.
I don't know where it's coming from, but all I can tell you is the echo is definitely on your side, Elliot. I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's never echoed before. It's not happening when you speak. It only happens when one of the three of us are speaking. So I don't know. I'm just providing information. I'm not saying everything is right on your side. I'm just saying that's where it's coming from.
I couldn't tell you one. I couldn't tell you at all.
So I don't know what it is. I'm just passing along information because it only happens when Ken, John, or I talk. It doesn't happen when you talk.
So stop talking. I'm just kidding.
Okay, right, yeah. So what else is going on? I mean, I'm going to be more clear on my position as the offseason progresses and we get closer to the season. So I don't know what my position is going to be. I mean, it's going to be hard for me just to drop the Browns as my team. It's going to be it would be as hard for me to drop the Browns as it would be for Ken to drop the Cowboys or John to drop the Bills. It'd just be that's how difficult it would be for me.
Hey, we had O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, you had O.J. Simpson before the stabbing. He was a Hall of Fame running back, and then he became an asshole. But that's okay. Yeah, okay.
It's true.
And I mean, and to be honest, the Browns had Jim Brown too. He's another polarizing figure. I mean, he wasn't exactly an angel off the field either. So, but he's considered one of the greatest backs of all time, and still is revered in Cleveland. So
let's face it, the Cowboys have had a toilet roll full of shitheads. So.
Yes, including the owner.
Clarky.
Clarky pulls out Aaron Hernandez.
He pulled that one out. I mean,
there you go.
Check.
You win.
Well, at least Watson didn't kill anybody. I mean,
you win, Patriots. You win. Yeah. I guess this broke. Did it break last week? Like, did we start talking about Tom coming out of retirement again, or was that?
It's funny that Tom Brady signed right after
we brought Portugal in the air.
Yeah.
It's funny Brady came back right after Rodgers signed his contract with Green Bay.
Dude, the NFC is just like there's like okay. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Kyler Murray, maybe. Like, who else?
Stafford.
Drew Stafford.
Stafford, yeah, but Stafford's got more of a team, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Matt Stafford.
the NFC. I wish the Bills were in the NFC, man. Jeez. Oh, what a cakewalk that's going to be. No offense to NFC fans, Ken. Sorry, Elliot.
It is what it is. You're absolutely right.
Wow. It's a freaking arms race in the AFC. I mean, it's just a freaking arms race. Because this is the thing. I read this countless times over the weekend. Everyone watched Mahomes and Allen go toe-to-toe and said, we cannot compete unless we get the man under center. And that's what the teams did.
Oh, yeah, and that's probably another motivation for the Browns to go after Watson because of the talent level of the quarterbacks in the AFC, knowing full well Baker is not going to be in and probably never will be at that level. So they had to go out and get somebody who's top tier. And unfortunately, Watson was really the only one. Yeah, Carson Wentz. Watson was unfortunately the only one out there. And that's, and they said they did their due diligence and checking up and the background, but yet none of the teams, and there were more than just the 4 teams mentioned. There were multiple teams inquiring about Watson. And there was a statement put out today that said the lawyer for the 22 women said that none of the teams approached, called, or contacted him or his clients regarding the whole situation.
Yeah, Cleveland.
That leads me to a question. Is this a class action lawsuit?
Civil lawsuits. They're civil
lawsuit because they got
22 individual civil cases.
Women.
It's 22 individual cases.
And he's the lawyer for all of them.
Yes. Go
Good grief.
But yeah, none of the, not just the Browns, but none of the teams that inquired about Watson reached out to him or any of his clients regarding the charges and the accusations. None of them.
So it's
not just a Browns thing; it's an NFL thing. So
someone's lying.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Well, if Haslam says they did their due diligence, and then the other lawyer says, "Well, nobody contacted us," then due diligence was not done.
Right. Because if I was as concerned about the situation as anybody else, I'd be reaching out to the lawyer and say, look, can you tell me what's going on and tell me some, what are the accusations and what are they involved?
Exactly.
I mean, and you know what? To be honest, the cases are out there out in the internet where you can read the accusations line by line, what's going on, details. So maybe that's what they did. I don't know, but it's some pretty ugly stuff that these women are accusing him of doing.
Yep.
And I don't know that I can root for him as my quarterback. I mean, I even mentioned his name during the season, just the Browns quarterback. So I mean, I'm between a rock and a hard place because of my love for the franchise and its history, and my love and my disgust in the whole situation regarding this guy. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but like Kent said, sometimes you put blinders on and you move on. So
just to address Brett's question really quick.
What's that?
As far as, are you allowed to not have a fullback on your roster and just do away with the position?
You don't.
I don't think it's a required position.
No, it's not required.
The thing is this: fullbacks contribute both in run blocking and pass blocking.
Yes.
Okay. You can't have tailbacks doing that kind of stuff because they get paid too much money and they could get injured that way. This is what that's why fullbacks are usually big dudes. Okay.
Mike Tolbert.
There's a whole lot of them. Kyle Juszczyk in San Francisco.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got Rex in Houston. There's been a lot of great fullbacks in the NFL over the years. And the thing is that it's not about doing away with the position. It's about having a player that can play that position.
Has it gone more tight end focused, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's where I think, because you always seem to have the blocking tight end and then the pass catching tight end. Very rarely, other than like a George Kittle, do you find that they can do both really, really well, right? It's either, or Gronk, for example, did both really, really well. But some guys, like for us, Dawson Knox, not really much of a blocker, much more pass catcher, right?
Yeah.
So that position, fullback, I think has gone more. They've looked at the offenses going more tight end heavy. I don't know.
Yeah. Brett, from what I've seen of the Pats so far, it doesn't look like they're going to have a lot of positions on their roster because they ain't done squat. Who's going to block?
Really
Who's going to block for these guys? Who? They didn't get anybody. They didn't do anything.
Can I go out on a limb right quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll make a bold prediction. Baker Mayfield will be the next quarterback of the Houston Texans.
I don't know why they didn't. Why wasn't he in the trade?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's a very good
He's
question.
a Texas kid.
He is a Texas kid. That's why I think he's going to the Texans, because the Cowboys have no interest in him. So I think he will go to Houston.
I think the way he finished up last year, Houston's trying to roll the dice a little bit with Davis Mills.
Yeah, and
Baker,
Baker
he played well down the stretch.
Baker's also shared his preferences Indy. He wanted to go to Indy. So I don't know how that's going to work.
And Indy probably has a position. Indy has the position available for somebody to step right in because who they have right now.
Well, they got rid of Carson Wentz and then they just traded Jacoby Brissett to the Browns. So now they don't have anybody.
They don't have anybody.
So
so I can see Baker going there. I don't know.
And guys,
what kind of commercials he's going to do.
All this crap. Colin Kaepernick still can't get a freaking gig.
Yeah, but look, first of all, he wasn't that spectacular as a quarterback. He had a good run, but maybe throw him as a backup somewhere, sure. But no, he wasn't like.
I don't think the argument that he's going to come in and be a savior for any team.
No.
Right.
More than the argument that he's better than a ton of quarterbacks in this league.
Yeah, but he's been
So
gone
why
too
doesn't he have
long,
a job?
bro. He's been gone too long. He hasn't seen the live action that you need, and
I agree. Like it's not like a
And
year
you know
off,
what?
right?
He's still.
him.
I think he would still be better than guys that have been in the league the last 5 years that don't play well at all. That suck balls, just to be honest.
Don't disrespect Case Keenum, my brand new beautiful QB2. I love Case Keenum.
Hey, Case Keenum did something about at least within the last 5 years. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, him and Stephon Diggs are reunited.
That's the reason why they got him. Because it's like, okay, first of all, you can't replace Josh if he goes down, but let's get the guy that our best receiver is buddies with.
There you go.
Just in case. At least they have.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of quarterbacks in the league that I think he's not going to light up the league or anything like that, but I think Colin Kaepernick is in good enough shape. Just ask Tyler Lockett. He made the comment the other day, this dude's ready to play. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he should be a starter on any particular team, but he's better than at least 20 quarterbacks in this league, at least. You know what I'm saying? I mean, think of some of the quarterbacks on these rosters. David Blau from Detroit. Seriously? I mean, just go through the rosters and tell me about some. Hey, I think Colin Kaepernick's better than Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins. He's better than whatever. He's definitely better than Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Even without playing for 5 years.
Right. Yep.
So I'm just saying, he should get a chance. If all these deadbeat, deadweight, worthless freaking guys are getting freaking money to play in the NFL, why can't he? Because of the politics behind it. Because nobody wants the backlash of bringing him back into the league. Well, you know what?
Would someone like to inform Brett that Joe Burrow is not black?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What's that?
Brett's saying if Dwayne Haskins were to win the starting job in Pittsburgh, AFC North would be the first division.
Yeah, but that's the running joke. That was the joke. It's Joe Shiesty, man.
Yeah. Joe Burrow's black on the inside.
You know, that's the running joke. That was the running joke about it. It's Joe Shiesty, man. That guy's got more swag than you can imagine, man. Come on.
That's what I said. He's the Eminem of football.
He's the Eminem of football, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, that was the meme going around today. The meme going around today was like, you know, if Dwayne Haskins gets all the AFC North would be the first time, and it was like a picture of Joe Shiesty with his glasses on.
Is Dwayne Haskins even black?
Dude. Watch out!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Fun stuff, man. People were like hating on it. I thought it was hilarious, but whatever. Yeah.
Joe Burrow got himself an offensive line now, so watch out for that.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
That's gonna be another team that can.
Bro, this is what's so like. Okay, so the AFC South and the AFC East don't have these Goliath teams all fighting each other, right? Like the South, like the Titans.
Ryan Tannehill is the number one quarterback.
It's the number one quarterback in the freaking South. What a time to be alive.
Mm-hmm. You could just count out the entire AFC South and 3 out of the 4
in the
teams
East.
In the AFC East. So that's 7 teams that you can count aren't going to go anywhere.
It's going to be a freaking gong show to get into the playoffs.
And the only reason that the AFC South will have representation is because they have to have a division.
They have to have. It's going to be like the NFC East a couple of years ago, right? Where it was like lowest common denominator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. So, look, it's all about the AFC North and the AFC West right now.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, the amount of money that the Jaguars spent on Christian Kirk and the rest of Zay Jones and all that, I mean, they should be up there, right? Right?
Jacksonville spent so much dead money on these guys that it's I mean, You gotta say they're at least trying, but they got jacked. Basically, no pun intended. Jax got jacked. And then they let Miles Jack go, by
and
the
then
way.
they let Miles Jack go.
Mhm.
Very strange, but it ain't my
But
team.
that's Jacksonville for you, dude. Duval.
They spent most of the afternoon watching Whittle tweet about softball and baseball, all coming out of University of Florida. So he's just
You've got about 7 teams in the NFL that all have a legitimate shot of making it to a conference game at least, conference championship. But the rest of the AFC, no. And over in the NFC, we don't even talk about that because that conference has been decimated.
The NFC is Green Bay and the Seven Dwarfs.
That's it. I mean, Green Bay, they're going to run
you
away with
can't even put
again.
Tampa's going to lose a lot of people too, so you can't really put them in guaranteed category as far as being.
They had guys come back out of retirement. Hello,
yeah.
Ryan Jensen was getting ready to retire, and he said, "Oh, I'm coming back."
Yeah.
Carlton Davis just re-signed.
Yeah.
Brady has a way of talking people into coming back and giving up.
Now you know Gronk's going to come back, so that's
Hey,
probably
Jamal.
what happened.
So Jamal.
Oh yeah, Gronk's already. Yeah, Gronk's back.
Hey, Jamal.
Hello. Yeah, that was some scummy stuff we saw too, Brett. That was. Did you guys see that?
What's that?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, go ahead, John.
Blew out his
Achilles or something like that.
Yeah,
and these jackass guys are going and picking up the ball just so they can run a new drill. They didn't even go and check on him. And they did eventually, but it was like you just saw the guy just walks past him. The dude's like sick.
Why do we need pro days? Don't they have enough film on these guys that they can see? I mean, it's pretty much open. You can get it anywhere.
And isn't that what scouts get paid for?
To what?
Appeasing the media.
Well, no, and isn't that what scouts get paid to do?
Well, scouts go to the college games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I would much rather watch game tape rather than they're running drills in a practice environment. Like, I don't know, dude. Whatever. It's the dark. Like, there's the NFL. As much as we love it, there's a lot of shisty things that go on in this league.
Yeah.
From the legal drama, from like the fact that they're mute on what Cleveland just did. I mean, it's just they're so out of touch with things. But then there's why I freaking hate with a passion the NCAA, because these kids' lives get ruined by this shit that does all it's serving is a place where they can all get together and share some drinks and high five each other. There's no reason in it. Now this kid, I don't even know what's going to happen to him. If his draft stock will obviously go down, but potentially his career doesn't exist anymore.
Well, then Clarkin brings the point that produce can be used for interviews too. Good way to get to know the player. Well, then just do the freaking interview.
Call the SID and arrange for an interview. You don't need to have a pro day.
Pretend you're still in the COVID crap. Just zoom it up. Hey, buddy. Hey. Like, I don't know, man. And I get it. Like, if you're gonna NFL is such an investment in people. Like, you want to make sure that it's the right type of person. Mm-hmm. You want that, but the pros and the cons. I don't know, man. I hate the way these kids they put their ass on the line and just that crap was just pathetic. What I watched,
it was totally pathetic.
And there was people that were sticking up for it. Oh, they went to him. It was like, no, the empathy wasn't there. They're like, as soon as it happened, the guy you think he's walking to him, he walks right past him to pick up the ball. Like, doesn't even acknowledge the dude. Anyways, that's my rant. Thanks, Scott.
You mean like Matthew Stafford acknowledged that reporter that fell off the stage?
Yeah. Like, whoops, and turned right around. Like, I mean, that stuff is just pathetic, man. Like, whatever. When did we become so crappy? as a human
Well,
species.
Oh, hey, by the
That's
way,
the
I just
line,
wanted to
guys.
touch on Dwayne Haskins winning anything. Dwayne Haskins can't even win a scratcher ticket in Pittsburgh. Okay,
Dude, Trubisky's
just
got that.
just to clarify that, Brett, he ain't winning a damn thing.
Trubisky's got that on lock. Go, Mitch. I'm Team Mitch.
Go ahead, Ken. I'm sorry.
I was answering Clarky. I said a lot of these guys get Lloyd's of London insurance policies, and I hope he has something like that because he may be out for maybe all the way till October. His draft status may plunge.
I
He's
think J Lo
damaged
had
goods.
Lloyd London on her ass, didn't she?
Do what?
Yeah.
J Lo.
Oh yeah.
She had London Lloyd's on her ass. I think Beyonce did too.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's quite common with the more well-known players. And
Right.
Jabo is one of the better ones.
Yep. Well, guys, we got 20 minutes left. What we got going on? What we got left? What else we got?
Trade deadline for the NHL's tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. Ovechkin
Okay.
is joined.
Speaking of that,
Ovechkin had a milestone today with his 40th goal of the season. He tied Gretzky, where he was compared to Gretzky as far as number of seasons with 40 goals or 40 goals or more in a season or something like that too. The dude is just unreal.
LeBron James became a second leading scorer in NBA history.
oh god,
They expect him to break the record sometime next season. Yeah, Kareem's record.
I got one back for the NHL, and I really could not believe this. The day that Claude Giroux plays his 1,000th game with the Flyers, he joins only Bobby Clark in that level, and they trade him to Florida.
Yeah,
Trade him to the Panthers. Yeah.
And he's the captain. He's one of their best fan favorites, and they trade him. I know the Flyers are crap this year, and they're not going to the playoffs. They're playing out the schedule. Man alive, give a guy a little bit more respect than that.
We got Leafs got Giordano today, so
Yeah.
that was cool. Toronto kid coming back home to play, finish his career there. It's pretty cool.
no, they're back now, Jamal.
We're back.
Looked like the Chargers picked up tight end Gerald Everett.
He played Seattle last year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Mm.
We are in the middle of spring training games now, Jamal. So
Yeah, I haven't really paid attention. What sport are you talking about?
The one that's dead to you.
baseball,
Oh,
baseball be very, very good to me.
the one I grew up liking as a kid, but really don't give a shit for now.
Well, you can. I'll go to baseball games, and you can go take the USFL by storm.
USFL.
It is back to me.
What else going on? What else about it?
Formula One season started today.
I have no idea, Bill.
Hampus
I have no
Lindholm. I've never heard of
Hampus?
him.
Hampus?
Hampus Lindholm.
Hampus and home.
Hampus Lindholm. I've
Jamal,
never
you
heard
and
of
me in the same boat. I could
him. As far
care
as I
less.
know, he played for Sweden in the Olympics, I guess. So,
Feed
let's see.
Didn't Stefan Curry to suffer an injury
Yes.
this week?
He got his leg rolled over
Steph
and
Curry, yes.
done for the
Curry,
rest of the regular season.
Yeah, he's out for a while.
Well, he's not
got
going to be back
the rest of the
till
regular
the
season. He'll
playoffs.
be back in the playoffs.
Right.
So that may affect Golden State's playoff seeding. So
I mean, the only other thing that's
Monday.
really dominating is the tournament. I'm waiting for my Arizona Cardinals to come on, but I won't watch them because
You mean the
I'm in
Arizona
bed.
Wildcats?
Yeah, Arizona Wildcats.
You said Cardinals, by the way.
What the hell are the
Whatever.
Wildcats?
Arizona Wildcats.
It's
and
NCAA basketball, John, that you don't care about.
Oh, it's NCAA.
when I started when I was following college basketball back at an early age, it was all about Syracuse because I lived in New York.
Yeah, the Qs,
Mhm.
man.
And then when I moved to Arizona, once Lute Olson took over as the coach, I was all about the Wildcats. And they're doing good this year.
There was this late night sports guy in Toronto, Norman Rumack, and he used to have a few sayings, right? And he would always say, you know, he was obviously a Toronto Maple Leafs fan, but Syracuse was his other team, so he would be like, the Syracuse Orangemen, God's team. So funny, man. So
Jim
funny.
Boeheim.
I wish I could find the tape. I was actually interviewed on the Fan in Toronto once.
The Fan 590.
Yeah,
that was my
interviewed me.
go-to station for freaking.
You might have heard me back in the day, man, because I was interviewed.
I listened to the Fan a lot back in the day, like a lot. So, yeah, like.
Well, they asked me about. I think it was. I guess it was NCAA tournament and then some free agent signings and stuff like that. And I go, okay.
Who was it? Do you remember who?
I need to find it. I had the tape here somewhere, and I got to find it because I taped it while we were doing it. So I'll have to find it. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was a great. I haven't listened to it in years, you know, but it was the staple of Toronto sports radio for.
They were pretty cool guys. Pretty cool.
Because back then they didn't have the rights to the Leafs game. It was 680 or 640 had the Leafs game, so 590 was pure Blue Jays and Raptors. Like it was like they would do those games. I used to call in all the time too, just smack talk, and it was great. Anyways,
if I find that tape, I'll play it.
By the way, Wisconsin just got beat. Can Iowa State beat Wisconsin?
Iowa State beat Wisconsin?
Yes. The Big Ten is not doing well in the tournament, dude. They're not doing well at all.
Hey, do you guys know the situation? Because I saw this yesterday with Michigan, man, and obviously just knowing the Fab Five history and stuff. Like Chris Webber and Juwan Howard were jumping up and down together, hugging. But Jalen was there at the game, but wasn't part of that little love circle. There's drama there, like Jalen and Chris, or do you guys remember? Even Ray was there.
Well, he's the Michigan
more about that.
Jackson was there with Chris Webber.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jalen, since he's been at ESPN, I mean, he's kind of, kept his distance from them. And I don't understand totally what's going on, but there might be something. I don't know.
I just saw them like hugging and but they were all there. Like 4 out of 5 of the Fab Five were there. And was only.
Well, what struck me about that game wasn't the fact that he and those two were hugging. It was the fact that he hugged the kid from Tennessee.
Yes, that was
after it
totally
was over.
Awesome.
Yes. After Michigan upset Tennessee in the tournament the other day, he comes over and hugs the head coach of Michigan. Comes over and hugs a player in Tennessee. I mean, that was very striking to console him because he was just devastated.
Well, let me address that, Jamal. I was watching North Carolina and Baylor for a while yesterday, and North Carolina was just beating the socks off of Baylor. And there started. I went to the grocery store because I figured the game was over. North Carolina had about a 25-point lead in the second half. And then all of a sudden, I was afraid of this. Baylor started chipping away at the stone. And by the time I got back home, I found out that the game had gone to overtime.
Yep.
But North Carolina ended up winning anyway.
Yep.
But that was going to be the greatest comeback in NCAA tournament history.
And just a footnote, Baylor is now the 5th consecutive national champion not to make it to the Sweet 16 the following
Right.
season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. It's a curse.
So,
if you're wondering, Jamal, my bracket has been completely blown to kablooey. So
St. Peter's alone blew the
Peter,
bracket.
the pride of Jersey City.
St. Peter's crushed everybody's bracket, dude.
They're this year's Loyola.
Yeah. The Buckeyes got beat today, but they're the ones that beat Loyola yesterday.
Oh, Michigan's in the Sweet 16, right?
Yes. Michigan didn't make the Sweet 16, yes.
So there's 3 number 1s left, right? Gonzaga,
Arizona.
Kansas, and Arizona.
Yep. Kansas. I had Gonzaga against Baylor in one semifinal, and I had Arizona against Iowa in the other one because I had Iowa. I thought Iowa was on too. And then I had Gonzaga beating Arizona in the championship game. I think I picked Gonzaga, I think 3 times in the past to win the tournament, and they keep leading me down.
Well, the Iowa women got beat today too.
Yeah, they did.
Did you guys happen to catch that game with South Carolina women?
They're just blowing people off the floor.
It was something like 63-8 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. I mean, they've allowed a total of 54 points in 2 games.
Well, they barely allowed double digits in the first game.
Yeah.
I don't know when South Carolina got to be such a power.
They beat the brakes off. Who was it? Howard, I think it was.
Yeah,
Howard.
Yeah. We're talking women's college basketball, John. I mean,
let's wait. It's just certain things.
They're leading like 44-4 at halftime.
Yeah.
Certain things deserve a mention. And when you got Division I women's basketball, and you got a 16 seed and a 1 seed, you expect the 1 seed to win, but by 60 points?
That's how good South Carolina is. They really are.
I got something completely random topic. You guys ready for this? Because there's only 8 minutes left, and we should have some fun.
Yeah,
sure.
Right? Non-sports related, just for poops and giggles, for our listening audience, our 20 million people that listen to this every week. If you could pick one type of cuisine to have for the rest of your life, what would be it?
One cuisine?
Like a cuisine, like your favorite food from a country or area, or what would it be? What would it be? Let's go around the table.
Before or after I started watching the way I eat?
Before anything. Before it didn't matter. You could eat it until you went blue in the face.
If it didn't matter and my blood sugar stayed the same and I didn't gain any weight, it'd be a split between Italian and Mexican.
Interesting.
I'd go Italian all the way.
Really?
Yes.
Ken.
Texas,
I'm a lasagna lover. I fucking love lasagna. I love all kinds of pasta.
That's amazing.
Okay.
That's so funny to me. That's like
put pizza in there too.
My wife and I were having this discussion yesterday.
Really Italian?
It's the one food I could do without for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't give a rat's ass. Italian? I hate it.
Italian?
It's just so bland to me. There's no.
Pizza's not Italian though.
What's that?
I'm talking about real Italian pizza that they make in Italy, not necessarily.
No, but the pizza didn't start in Italy.
Started in China. Pizza was like created in China or something like that, wasn't it?
Pizza
Originally,
was invented in Naples, Italy.
Naples,
Italy.
Pizza was invented in Naples, Italy. Okay.
Was it? Okay. I didn't know. I'm just shooting crap. But it's funny. It's interesting that 3 out of 4 people here said Italian. That's amazing to me.
Texas.
So like, not even like.
No. Ken was Texas.
Yeah, Texas. Yeah, he said Texas barbecue, which I will definitely salute. That's freaking amazing stuff. Like, that was some of the best food I ever had in my life was in Dallas, Fort Worth. right in the Metroplex, man.
Yes.
Just amazing food. Amazing food.
We can get just about anything in this area.
Here's the one thing I will
Anything you can
say.
imagine.
I will give Italian a slight edge over Mexican because depending on what part of the country you're in, not all Mexican food is the same.
Right.
Right.
Mexican food isn't Taco Bell, people. Just to give you an idea.
No, and I'm not even mentioning that because you know what? I've been in Florida for 10 years and I still haven't found a place that makes Mexican food as good as they make in Arizona. Okay, it's not even close. There's no comparison.
Yeah.
Okay, Mexican food in the Southwest is amazing.
It is.
Here,
I
not so much.
remember that being in Dallas having it. And it was freaking like superior.
Yes.
Little holes in the wall too, like not
Those are the best
Well,
ones,
mom and
little
pop
mom and pop
places, yep.
places.
But like
Yeah,
like Mediterranean food, Middle Eastern food, Caribbean food, Indian food, like
Well,
really.
You know what? I'll take it back because I grew up on Caribbean food.
I was about to say, man, you're from New York, man. You must have had jerk chicken out the ass, man.
Well, my mom made all kinds of, Puerto Rican dishes. I had Cuban dishes,
Arroz con pollo.
But here's the thing: arroz con pollo, beef steak, steak and onions,
Right.
Things like that.
Black beans.
But
It's interesting.
as I think back, and I can actually make some of those dishes myself.
Oh, I love to make jerk chicken. I've posted that on Facebook before.
But over the years, because of the fact that it wasn't as readily available to me once I left New York, it became more Mexican and Italian because that's what's the best in Arizona.
Yeah.
See, with me, John, I didn't grow up having those, what I like to call exotic type.
You're in Florida. How did you not have exotic?
I just never did. I just never ate. I just never did.
You're like in the mecca of like Caribbean culture, other than New York, in the States, and like Cuban cuisine and like.
Yep.
Every once in a while, I'll venture out and get me, but I eat what I like. I eat what I grew up on. I know what I like. I don't usually expand my palate, so to speak.
Well, I'm a seafood lover too.
Yes, I do love seafood. Yeah.
Seafood is the bomb.
It's one of those things. It was because me and my wife had this conversation last night, and we were debating, and we both agreed that if there was one food we would never eat again, if the gun was put to our head, we both said it would be Italian. Like, just.
They must make some shitty Italian north of the border.
No. Look, like my dad married an Italian woman. Her whole family, was from Sicily. Like we used to go there for Christmas dinners, and they'd have like 20 million different plates. Just constant pasta just coming out.
Maybe that's what got you turned. Maybe that's what turned you off.
I don't know, man.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this: how about Asian food? Chinese,
Asian
Japanese.
food is okay.
Yeah.
It's just you eat so much of it, it doesn't fill you up.
I mean, I'm a big New York style Chinese food guy. I mean, sweet and sour chicken and lo mein and stuff like that.
I can sit there and mow on Chinese food all day long, and then an hour later be hungry again.
Exactly.
I love sushi. I mean, I'll crush sushi till I'm
Louis, dude. I used to live in Louis with my cousin. My cousin was a state senator in New York, and he used to take us to Louis all the time. Louis is like a landmark in the Bronx.
Like Pat's in Philly.
Pat's steak.
Yeah, steaks.
Pat's and Geno's.
Pat's and Geno's. Yeah. I've never had a cheesesteak from them. Never.
I never have either, but I did have a cheesesteak in Philly at one point in time. It wasn't Pat's and Geno's because you could never get in them.
Yeah,
I went to a food truck.
I've been to Philly one time.
But there's this place just north of the stadiums, under an overpass that we passed by and we stopped. Man, we got a cheesesteak at that place. I don't know the name of the place. I don't remember. It was over 10 years ago, so I don't know. I've been to Philly once, and don't care to go back.
Me too. I will say this. I went to a game at the Link, and before the game started, I went and got a Italian sausage sandwich with peppers and onions, everything. That was fucking awesome.
Mm.
They do make great Italian sausage sandwiches.
Italian sausage gives me heartburn.
All right, we're at the top of the hour.
Second and third.
Tell you, we could do an entire show next week on food. I'm just saying.
Yes, we could.
You know?
Yes, we
Best
could.
stadium food.
I like Italian beef.
Yeah.
Italian beef is awesome too.
Yeah.
Never had a cheesesteak in Philly, Jamal. No. I've driven through Philly. I've never gone to Philly.
I have once, Jamal. It wasn't Patrigino's, but I have, yes.
It's definitely on my bucket list.
Me.
Yeah.
Like I've had cheesesteak sandwiches in Toronto, which were great.
Well,
I
to
could
be
just
honest,
imagine what they're like.
and I didn't get the whiz. I got the American cheese instead. So I didn't get the whiz because I didn't want it drooping on my shirt.
No,
All right, guys, let's wrap it up for another week.
Remember, if you're looking for a new fan base, guys, the train has not yet left. You are more than welcome on Bill's Mafia. I can be your guide. We have application forms if you
John?
need them.
I don't need it because I am an undercover Bills fan. I have been for a very, very long time.
Now he tells us.
Even back in the day when they had Thurman and they had all the Andre Reed. Hey, dude, I grew up on O.J. Simpson in Buffalo because the Jets and Giants sucked.
Yeah.
All right.
hey, guys, can I get serious? Can I get serious for just a second?
Yeah.
Hey, rest in peace, to both Scott Hall and John Clayton.
John Clayton.
was
John
shot.
Hall, John Clayton, John Clayton, Scott Hall, that Reza Ramon, Chico.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yep.
God bless them, man.
Yep.
They went too young.
very.
63 and 67, respectively.
Yes.
Mm.
John Clayton was 67. Yes.
Although John Clayton looked a lot older than 67.
He did. Greatest Sports Center commercial ever.
Greatest
the rock and
ever.
roll one? Yeah.
Yes.
Whole classic.
Yes.
With the Slayer shirt? I think
Yes.
it was.
Flavor shirt.
Yes. Mom, my segment's over. He's got Chinese food and
Segment's over.
with the ponytail, with the friggin' hair. I love it. I loved it. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks everybody that showed up. We appreciate it. I'm gonna wallow in my misery another week, and we'll see where I'm at next week. But on behalf of my co-hosts, Elliot, Biggie Lamba, Ken Koslow, and John Olson, we're the Sports Nerds, and we are out. And yes, we have an outro this week. Play it up. Go ahead and play it out, Elliot. Maybe.
No,
Oh,
that
that's
ain't
the
it.
intro.
I get it.
That's the
I hear it.
intro.
Welcome, sports fans, to the
That's the
latest.
intro.
Shut up.
Welcome.
Shut up.
Mm.
There you have it, Nerd Nation. Another
Okay.
Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we're actually still alive to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our host, Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? John Olson, Ken Koslow, two of our level members in the brand pack, and yes, me, Big E, the entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of sports smack talk that we have today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we want to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for heaven's sake, please wear a blessed mask. You all just got hit with a pack rant from the Rank Pack. And with that, fellas, we are out.